So last fall I had surgery. First time I've had surgery as an adult, had it as an infant, but that doesn't count. It was a routine hernia repair. Everyone said this is no brainer. It just all kind of happens. And I was struck throughout the whole thing how afraid I was. Not like terrified. I slept fine the night before, but I kept thinking about what if something goes wrong. I actually ended up, like, through the whole process, everyone's guiding me through. I prayed with my surgeon right before she left to get ready, and that was great. And at the same time, there was still always this nugget that sat somewhere in the back of my craw, somewhere in my head that said, what if, what if, what if? Everything turned out fine. Everything was great. And I was really struck with how pervasive that emotion was as it went. And it makes me think of the scenario that we find ourselves in today, where I think most of us have hope for the future. We know as Christians that God's in control. We feel good with that. And at the same time, we also feel and experience this emotion of fear that often sits underneath us. Right? I don't think it's this big raging terror. We're not running around the streets freaking out. But I think it causes us stress and anxiety. I think it feels like the fairy tale, the princess and the pea who can feel something in the mattress. I think it just sits underneath the emotional reality that we sit, and it just creates some dissonance for us. I think it shows up in the comments we make to our loved ones and friends. I think it shows up in the way we snap quicker than we should with our kids. I think it shows up in the little comments that come out that you don't even mean to say, and yet they happen. And we know the scriptures, right? We've heard the lines of that God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of one of power and love and self-control. And yet the emotion is still there. And what I want to say today, and I think what we need reminders of today, is that it's okay, right? That it's okay to feel a little bit afraid. And instead of just relying or saying, I'm going to power up or I'm going to get it done, but be reminded of the love of God and the love of Christ, right? Because the scriptures tell us again in 1 John that perfect love is the only thing that casts out fear. And understanding ourselves in light of someone who God loves and adores and trusts and believes in, who says that you're my son or my daughter, whom I love and with whom I'm well pleased. We get rid of fear through that. And that's not a quick fix. It takes time. So as you deal with the reality of what's before you today, as we're weighing big decisions on how do we deal with the things before us, don't lean into the spirit of fear, which you don't want to do anyway, and lean into a spirit of love and a God in heaven and amongst us that says, I love you and I am with you, and with you I am well pleased. Grace and peace, friends.